Hi everyone, Dave Hogsett here, and I want to invite you to my all-time favorite seminar that I present. It's called Putting It All Together. Simplify and grow your nutrition practice. And it's called Putting It All Together because what we do is take all those loose ends, those sticky, messy loose ends that are stealing your fun, keeping your practice from growing, causing you confusion. We take all those loose ends and we greatly simplify them, tie them together, and give you the tools you need for a fun and rewarding practice. There are so many areas of frustration and confusion that the average doctor, standard process practitioner is facing that are totally unnecessary. So this is a topic I'm very passionate about because these are the areas of frustration that gave me so much trouble when I first got bit with the standard process bug over 13 years ago. And do you remember when you got bit with the standard process bug? You were sitting in that seminar, and for the first time, the light bulb goes on in your brain and you realize, wow, these are essential foods we're talking about that every one of my patients needs. These are essential foods that are just not in the modern American diet. These aren't vitamins, you know, that light bulb goes on for the first time and we get so passionate, so fired up about Dr. Lee's whole food philosophy that we race back to practice, ready to feed our patients with Dr. Lee's formulas. But then the obstacles pop up, and if we don't deal with these obstacles, they will very quickly put out the fire, dampen that passion, steal your fun, and most importantly, most destructively, they steal your confidence. And so those three things, if they take your passion, your fun, and your confidence, you just can't have a good, rewarding nutrition practice. So these are areas like learning the product line. You know, you see how many products there are out there and you feel like this is overwhelming. I can't do this. There's so many products to learn. So we're going to focus on very simple ways to learn the standard process product line. And along those lines, we're going to talk about simplifying standard process protocols. How do you put together very simple, very effective protocols that aren't complicated and that work very quickly? Right after that, we're going to talk about how do you keep cost manageable for the patient. So that's a great area of frustration is we have all of these great tools that we want to use, and we see that our patients are so sick, so toxic, so undernourished that we just want to unload all these tools, but if we're not careful, we can very easily make it not affordable for the patient. So we're going to talk about really key effective ways that you can go aggressively after those cases and tackle those cases, but keep it cost effective. What are your most cost effective tools and ways to get the job done? We're going to talk about the greatest area of frustration, patient education. This is the area that we all struggle with the most, that holds us back the most, even if we're great clinicians. We just all seem to have problems with effectively communicate what's in our brains to our patients and getting our message across to them. How do you compete with hundreds of ads telling patients that stomach acid is bad for them, stomach acid is their enemy, and you're telling them that stomach acid is their best friend and they need more of it with things like Zypan? You know, that can seem like a daunting challenge, but it's really not. We're going to talk about easy ways to do those kind of things. How do you show patients the key difference, the essential differences between whole food supplements and synthetic vitamins? If you don't effectively educate your patients in that area, you can't build a great nutrition practice. That is a key area of patient education. How do you show your patients that, this is another frustrating area, that the more medications they're on, prescription and over the counter, the more supplements they need because they rob their bodies of more nutrients or they block the absorption of more nutrients. This is a very key piece of patient education to show your patients that the more drugs they're on, it's going to increase the supplements they have to take. How do you show your patients, especially the ones that are constantly complaining about how many supplements you're giving them, how do you show them lifestyle changes that could very effectively cut down the number of supplements they would need? I'm going to show you the top 5 lifestyle changes that can cut down how many supplements you need, but most patients aren't going to be willing to do all 5 of these. So we're going to talk about that key piece of patient education. And finally, the last big piece of frustration that really shouldn't be frustrating is nutrition assessment techniques. How do you find out your patient's specific nutrition needs and their top nutrition priorities. So there's so many different assessment techniques out there, it can seem overwhelming. There's blood chemistry, there's symptom survey analysis, there's salivary hormone testing, there's hair analysis, there's muscle testing and applied kinesiology. There's so many different things out there. How do you know what you need to use to find that valuable information of what your patients need? So we're going to greatly simplify that for you. So this is a very ambitious seminar of pulling together, simplifying a lot of key areas, but I guarantee you're going to get a lot out of it to make your practice fun and rewarding again. So make sure you watch the next video, because I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into the specifics of what we're going to be talking about in putting it all together. See you there.